Hi, so my name is Sachi and I'm currently studying biochemistry and it's a 3 year, but I decided to do a year in industry, so I'm on a 4 year now. So I really wanted to pursue a career in research, and based on who I've spoken to before I decided to apply, I learned that UCL has the biochemistry department has really strong research sort of grounding, and that's like a very good base degree before you want to go ahead and maybe do a master's or even go work in academia. So the skills you get, we have things like labs throughout every year, and then in third year, which I currently am in, you get an option to do 2 different sets of projects. So you can do something that's more lab heavy, something that incorporates bioinformatics as well. And because that's sort of up and coming in the field currently, which what I thought as well, I think that's also one of the good things because you get a variety of skills as well, which is helpful because you can choose different pathways to go ahead. One of my favourite aspects, so this is a bit of a difficult choice, there's quite a few. Specifically to my course, I would say is because as we go through the course, you get to choose a variety of modules and you can sort of choose where you want to specialise. So personally, my 3rd year, I was able to choose certain modules that have sort of incorporated my entire experience. So something like the drug discovery module alongside biotechnology modules, whereby you are learning what's already been done, but you're also looking at what's currently being done at this point, sort of looking at current research and analysing what sort of biotech companies are doing. We have the opportunity to design our own drugs in one of my modules, and I think that really gives you the experience of what it would be like if you were doing it outside in the real world. And so that is sort of it's preparing you for the real world, but it's also a very exciting opportunity, I think, that has really highlighted one of my experiences. In terms of support available, I say I was actually surprised what is offered, because a lot of what you get before you go to university is that you're on your own, it's up to you to do sort of work and things like that, but the support offered is remarkable. So personal tutors are really good. The heads of year are also outstanding, I would say. They personally make sure that each student who comes in is actually welcomed. They actually try and get to know you actively, and we have these things called coffee mornings once in a while where you get to meet students who are in other years and maybe not specifically just your course as well. And you have some sort of professors there as well, so that sort of helps to create a community within the course itself as well. And if anything is going wrong, you're always welcome to reach out, and every sort of professor or tutor that I have reached out to, they always are happy to help you and happy to sort of support you. And I know that there is a specific support and well-being system as well for students in case anyone needs it. So I think that's really good. So in terms of my placement year, I actually did apply for quite a few and I sourced it myself. I worked at a company called Lonza, and so they're based in Switzerland, in Basel and Visp, and they have a site here in Slough as well. So I was at a site within the UK, and I essentially was working within process development, primarily within purification. So I was working in downstream purification, working with antibody-based drugs, and the aim is to purify them on small scale and prepare the drug that would go out to patients. So I got to experience what it would be like working in industry itself. It was really interesting because I understood a lot more. So the company itself is not a pharmaceutical company, but it works with other pharma companies. So I got exposed to a different side of the industry, and I got to learn a lot about the drug development process itself, the different obstacles that are faced in the real world, and then part of my program involved some sort of graduate and placement business development as well. So key workshop skills and things like that, and that quite highlighted what other things you need when you go out there into the real working world. So things like leadership, collaboration, business acumen, because at the end of the day, you have to think about you're working for a business, learn about their values, how would you face different obstacles and sort of problem solve along the way as you go. So that was in addition to just learning a lot more about the science and enriching my scientific knowledge, I was able to also learn a lot more outside and beyond the field as well. And I think I was able to bring some of it back. So I would definitely recommend. It was a really good experience. I would say to anyone who's thinking of applying, regardless of where you're thinking or sort of what you're thinking. I personally didn't actually visit UCL before I joined it here. So my first day was my first day, and it has been the best experience I could ever say. There's no sort of like words I can say to put in together why UCL would be specifically. There's no one reason why it stands out, but the university itself as a whole, it's an experience for a lifetime. I definitely would recommend it. There's something for everyone here. As long as if you come here, you will always be leaving with something. You have done something, you have become somebody different, and it's sort of like on your journey to becoming great. UCL offers you a way to build yourself, learn a lot of skills, meet people from around the world. The fact that it's London's global university means something. You will gain sort of experience, you will gain exposure to people from all sorts of cultures, different walks of life, and it will shape you into a person that I think would be able to make a change in the world. And so I think you wouldn't get this anywhere else.